Well, we got some really good news from James Gunn about Creature Commandos. Actually, we have multiple updates, so let's dive into all the news James Gunn gave us himself and what this means for the show and the possible delays due to the strike. Well, as many of you know, Superman Legacy is supposed to serve as the official beginning of the new DCU, but in reality, this new world will kick off with Creature Commandos next year. Now, very little has been revealed about the animated series. Now, we do have an excellent cast featuring some really big names, including Frank Grillo, Alan Tudyk, Sean Gunn, and Viola Davis, along with Steve Agee. But since the strike kicked off, we really had no news about the project, and over the last day or so, James Gunn has given multiple updates. So I thought we could dive into each one of the elements that we found out in the last couple of days. Now, first and foremost, I think this is the biggest news, because not only are all the voice actors for the project on board, but James Gunn reported all of their lines have been recorded. I have to say, this is the best possible news we could have gotten out of the show. As many of you know, both the Actors and Writers Guild are currently on strike, meaning nobody can record lines right now, and any updates to scripts simply are not happening. The fact that they've got all the lines recorded means it's moved on to the animation stage. And although that crew is also looking unionized, they're currently working, and this means the project is proceeding forward on schedule. There's a high probability that we will indeed see the show in 2024, and honestly, the only thing I could see that possibly could delay the project would be the live-action projects getting delayed and them wanting to butt them a little closer together for promotional purposes. Now, Gunn also revealed how many episodes the show will be. And according to Gunn himself, the series will be 7 episodes, with each episode running close to an hour. Quite honestly, I don't think they'll run a full hour. They'll probably be about 40 minutes, and that means the series itself will be basically the equivalent of a 10-episode half-hour series, which is what a lot of animation is coming in right now, and that aspect is important because it does give us an idea of how long this project will actually take to produce. My Adventures with Superman is also 10 episodes for the first season, and you can kind of look to that time frame between announcement and release to give us a good idea of where they are during this process. I suspect they're still very early in the animation stage, but we are probably 2 or 3 episodes in, and I'm sure it's progressing nicely. Now, the third bit of news that James Gunn gave, honestly, is something that I think Guardians of the Galaxy fans will be pretty glad to hear. Gunn is known for his musical soundtracks with his projects. He knocked it out of the park with the Guardians of the Galaxy series, and honestly, the Suicide Squad had great music attached to it. Now, he was asked on social media about the music and if it would be amazing, to which he responded, beyond. Now, quite honestly, I believe these soundtracks are going to be a reoccurring theme throughout the DCU, and one of the ways Gunn puts his stamp on the features. Honestly, if you're a musician, finding your way into a James Gunn project is a way for the project to go huge. Simply ask the members of Wigwam, whose song, Do You Want to Taste It, blew up when Peacemaker came out, and I expect James Gunn to go deep with a lot of music, and once again find stuff people are not too familiar with. Now, I think this project is super unique for the DCU because, quite honestly, even many hardcore comic fans are not too familiar with this group of heroes and monsters, and I cannot seem to get out of my head that he called this first chapter Gods and Monsters. We're kicking the whole thing off with Creature Commandos, so I really do believe that the Creature Commandos are going to play much bigger into the larger story than anybody is letting on. This, I believe, is the primary reason Gunn made it super clear that the voice actors for the animated features will also play the characters in live action. Add in the fact that Amanda Waller is also part of this and has her own series coming up after Creature Commandos. Well, I believe these two projects are really setting up a major piece of the new DCU and will be really important before Gunn starts layering on his new version of Superman and some of the other heroes coming our way. Now, we still don't have an official release date for Creature Commandos. We know it's coming in 2024, but I don't think we're going to get any looks at the project until at least early next year. When we finally get a trailer and an idea of what the new style of the DCU animation is going to look like, well, we're going to have to wait and see.